What a day.
The internet's back on at least.
My goodness.
We got cut off.
We didn't. It wasn't our fault.
We paid the bills and everything.
Everything. Guess what?
Well, everything we thought we needed to do to keep our supply attached in the office. But they came up with a genius ruse at, and we will name them, Digi.
No, blinking Digimobile.
They've been quite good so far, haven't they? But they pulled the blinder this morning on us.
I had a bit of a, like if your internet stops working, all of a sudden nothing happens. It's like it's impossible to do a thing.
Yes,
Well,
you run
in an
around
office-
in a slight flap, wondering what you're going to do.
And also, we have a tenant in our office, like somebody who rents one of the rooms. So
Yes.
I feel responsible for her
We weren't
experience.
providing the service that she requires.
Exactly, but she was very nice about it. She just did a hotspot off her phone instead. But I couldn't understand why the internet was turned off because we paid the bill. And it's like, how can it suddenly have broken? Nothing's happened. Anyway, and then I asked you to deal with it whilst I went to do an interview.
They didn't want to talk to me.
They didn't want to talk to you because you're not Vicki McLeod.
Well, exactly. Yes.
You could just put a higher pitched voice on.
I did think about it.
I'm a lady. Anyway, and so I had to sort it out after the interview. So I was reversing up a one-way street because I got lost in El Terreno whilst on hold to Digimobile and all the rest of it. You know, that kind of like round around the roses roundabout thing where you've got, to wait for your turn. And eventually I got to talk to a customer service person called Patricia. And Patricia had made me go through all my ID. And obviously I know my ID number, but I couldn't remember the address of the office.
No, you just come here, don't need to. Yeah.
I couldn't remember what number the road was.
Well, you don't need
so
days.
I had to look it up.
Yeah, I had the same conversation with them. And it's like kind of, well, I can send you a pin. You know, if you want someone to come around your office, you don't give them the address anymore. You send them a pin, don't
exactly.
you? Yeah.
Anyway, and then finally we established that I was who I said I was. And then she said, "Oh, Victoria, we have good news for you." She was obviously reading off a script. And I was like, I very stressed because I'd spent the last 20 minutes on hold, waiting to speak to somebody, wondering why our internet had been cut off when I'd already checked the bill, already checked the bank, all that sort of stuff. And she said, you have not answered any of our SMSs or emails, so we cut off your internet so that you'd have to call us. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I almost lost it. And
That is top-level customer service, isn't it?
I was like, you haven't been trying to contact me. I haven't had any SMSs from you, and I'm pretty sure I haven't had any emails from you. What do you want?
Imagine if you're in a restaurant, right, and you're halfway through your steak, and the waiter comes and nicks it off you and says, well, you haven't looked at the sweet menu.
Yeah.
We're having that back until you make a decision.
And it turns out that the offer is good. They want to give us cheaper Wi-Fi in the office, which is great. But it was like, could you not have just done it a bit more subtly? Because it was really distressing, like upsetting and distracting. And Rebecca and I were in here at 9, and the internet got reinstated at 11:30.
Yeah, 3 of us lost a couple of hours' work.
Yeah.
It's
so
a bit
Digimobile,
strange.
cheap, unusual marketing strategies.
At some point, this must have seemed like a good idea in a meeting. Why don't we cut people off who haven't taken us up on an offer?
Yeah. Who have been ignoring us.
That's a great idea, sir. Well done, you. At some point, the customer service people must feed this back to the boss and go, I'm getting my ears ripped off by people we're cutting off. Anyway, there we go.
And then she said things like, is there anything else I can do for you today? And I was like, nope. Just reinstate the internet now.
The thing we're paying you for? Yeah, give me that back. It is a little
she was
unusual.
kind of like, like when someone says, well, thank you very much for calling. And then your thing should be, thank you, as if you've done, it's an exchange, isn't it? I was not saying thank you to this woman. She kept trying to get me to, I was like, no, I'm not saying thank you. This is annoying.
Yes.
Spanish customer service has taken a big, a U-turn, though, because it used to be actually worse.
Well, some things were always bad, some things were good, weren't they?
Yeah, but internet things and mobile phone things, it used to be really hard to get hold of people.
Yeah.
So at least there was a person on the end of the phone to talk to.
Well, that's that sorted anyway. So look, we have an interview for you coming up, don't
Nina.
we? So Nina's back.
Lovely moons.
Yes.
From the Calendar Mallorca. Do you want to play her now?
It's a full moon.
Oh, we talk about Christmas a lot and being parents. And yeah, she's a rock star.
You best have a listen then. Here's Nina.
It is December.
It is.
Happy December. I mean,
Already.
And everybody, as soon as the 1st of December comes, everyone's talking about Christmas.
I know.
That's the only subject, isn't it? Nothing else happens in December.
Well, especially if you have small kids at home.
We've got Nina Moons back in the studio today with us, and it is Vicki and Nina.
Yes, again.
So happy to see your face again.
Thank you.
We've had a big hug. We've had a bit of a download on our lives. I must tell you, thank you so much for promoting the seminar that I did.
You're welcome.
You know what? We had about 45 women come to this seminar that was at the gym. And at the end, I asked a couple, just randomly, like, how did you hear about the event? And they said, oh, we saw it on the Calendar Mallorca. I was like, yes! I sent you a picture of
Yes,
those ladies.
you did.
It was like so nice. And I said, oh, I know the lady who runs it. And they were like, it's so good. So it must be lovely to get feedback like that.
It's amazing because, like, sometimes you're like, does anybody see it? I mean, like, I see the numbers, of course, of, like, visits. And I see, who likes or shares and all of this. But sometimes it's just, like, who is actually going to the events or who's doing that. So every time I meet people and they're like, oh my God, I've discovered so many events because of the website, and like my social calendar is full now and all of this. It's really nice.
What's the secret to your success, do you think? Are you teeny bit obsessed?
I'm super obsessed with finding like the really special events, and then also like I think it's the curation. So it's not like an AI copy of something, but it's really like I look at a program and being like, okay, what are the things we want to highlight? And it's a lot of work because, as you can imagine, like especially now, I mean, the Christmas programs are intense of all the like town halls and everything.
Yeah.
So like to go through that, it's quite something. But then I also kind of love it because I'm like, of course there are lots of events happening in Palma, but I want everybody on the island to like what's happening in my town this week or what's nearby that I can go to. So I'm really obsessed with like finding all the good things all the time, but then at the same time filter it and be like, okay, we don't want to overwhelm people neither. I don't need to have like 50 events on there for each day, but like let's put the best of that day on there and then highlight it. And I especially love it when it's like the seminar you did, when it's really something about a specific topic and like supporting women, when it's supporting local businesses, things like that. I love especially.
Yeah, me too. That's completely my wheelhouse, as they say in America. It was so nice to have that kind of great response from so many people coming. We had a great time. People, the women who attended, actually, they said it wasn't just the information they were getting; it was the kind of atmosphere that they were in that was helping as well. So it was really good. Thank you for supporting us as well.
Of course. And you did it with the movement.
I did it with the movement, who we love, Lorenzo, and also Instituto Roseo, who are my doctors.
Yes, I know them too.
Do you?
Yes,
Oh
great
my
place
God,
to go.
yes.
You know.
Woo woo.
Yes.
And then of course my family, the Choice Training Club. They're my besties. I love them.
I just love that like women's health is like having a moment. Although I'm also sad that it's only now having a moment. It's taking so long, but like now suddenly it's not like this taboo anymore, and we get to talk about it. And like for me, I'm not in menopause yet, but like I would love to know what's gonna happen.
How old
like,
are you?
35.
You're only coming up to perimenopause, then
Yes.
apparently.
Apparently,
Yeah.
But that's so many people didn't know about that just a few years ago, and I think these kind of like seminars and things, like even if you touched 10 people at that seminar and they're really like now able to identify symptoms or something, isn't that like amazing?
I think
I'm sure
so
it will
too.
be many more, but like just like like just that's so special.
Yeah. So we're planning to do more, and I'm going to ask you to support us again next year.
Of course.
We're definitely going to do more for girls, but also obviously we have to do one for the boys, and we might also do one about aging well.
I like that.
Yeah, because we've all got a lot of information now in our lives about fitness and diets and nutrition and sleep and all the other stuff, good habits that sensible people pay attention to. And I mean, like, by sensible, it can mean boring, but, actually feeling good and living well is important. So I think that's, for 2026, that's what we're going to do, more of those events. So
love it.
Thank you very much for helping.
Of course.
So what have we got going on in December?
Well, I would say it's probably Christmas edition.
Ho, ho, ho. Where do we start?
Oh my God, where do we start? There is honestly something going on everywhere on the island every single day this month until at least January 6th.
Yeah.
So like I would definitely, it's too much to talk about everything, but like I was just working on like the program for Andratx,
Andratx has got it going on, haven't they?
Yeah, like every municipality this year has really a beautiful program done nicely, like actually the design and everything, it's stunning. Soyer. Love
Soyer.
But their program design on this year is probably one of my favorites.
Okay.
But so
shout out to the graphics.
Yes. But like, so honestly, there's something going on every day. There are markets, there are workshops for kids, there are, light switch on ceremonies still happening now.
There's even one tomorrow or today.
Several, yeah. There's one today, there's one tomorrow. Like really every municipality has something going on. So I would definitely recommend to have a look. Some published their program until Christmas. Some already actually went until end of January. So it's really nice to be able to plan ahead.
Oh my God, that's so organised. Look, she's having a moment.
Yes.
It's like anyone who's ever tried to pull an events calendar together is now nodding and is feeling it for you because boy, oh boy, it's hard to get that information.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, like, nice for us, especially you, to get the yöntemiyöntem information kind of sort of on time.
Yeah.
Rather than the day before the event.
Yes. But no, I have to say I'm really impressed with everything. And it's really nice because it doesn't matter where you are on the island. There's something nearby that you can do now, even during the week.
Can we go onto the calendar website and search by area?
Yes, you have a map view as well, where you can see. Sometimes it's a bit difficult because, for example, if there's a Christmas program, obviously I can't put in like a specific street. So then sometimes it doesn't show up on the map because it's linked to Google Maps, but you see the area. But all the festive programs are filtered in a specific event category. We have a new event category called Festive Moments 2025. I had to, create something.
It was getting too much.
Yes, but like it also just like combines everything related to Christmas or New Year. So you just click on that and it filters it automatically, and you just see all of that happening.
Great.
So that's one.
Generally speaking, what do you think will be a good thing to go to? If you've got little baby kids, like 4, 5, 6 years old, like you have, kid stuff.
Palma has an amazing program, for sure. They have over 300 activities.
Blimey.
Over the next few weeks. One of my favorites is that they put a piano in different places across Palma.
What?
And invite children and adults.
No. Earplugs free. Somebody's probably making some money on the corner street there.
I hope they limit the time. No, but I love that idea. I think it's very sweet. They have the Christmas train going around as well.
How do you get tickets for that? Someone was asking online in a group I was in, and they were trying really hard to figure out how to actually get tickets.
You have to go to one of the businesses that are like involved in it because it's by the Small Business Association of Palma. So you can't actually buy them. So they are given out in like Plaza España, places like this at certain dates, but it's really hard to be there at that time and pay this amount. It's something that's given out.
So it's a bit random.
It's a bit random, yes.
So do you have to go in and flutter your eyelashes at the business, or would it be smart just to buy something?
Buy something.
Yeah.
Because that's also one of the things I really want to highlight. It's like shop local. Because I think we always think we have enough time to organize Christmas presents, and then we don't. And then what do? We go on Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's just so important to shop local and like support the businesses on the island, because we're just working on a gift guide as well. Talking about, like really specific specific things only from businesses on the island, and like from local products, from local gin, from wine, like everything. There's so much that you can buy here, and like one of my favorite things to give is experiences.
Yeah.
And like there's really from health and wellness to art workshops to really kids workshops, because that's also nice for kids. You know, why do we always have to just give things?
Doesn't have to be stuff.
No. And especially, I think, when you live on the island with small kids, they're so used to enjoying, like, going out for a hike or things like that. I think it's really nice to then also give them, like, a special thing to do. Like, I'm going with my daughter. My daughter really wanted to do a Christmas wreath, like the ones with the 4 candles.
Oh, the wreath. Wreath. It's
Wreath.
we say
Sorry.
what's it is. What it would
I thought
it be
it's
in
maybe-
German
Well,
or
Kranz.
Austrian?
Kranz, but like I think like maybe that's the more Americanized way.
Wreath. Wreath.
But,
I guess so.
My daughter really wanted to get one for the house, and so I'm going to Moltag, to the windmill kitchen.
Oh, nice.
On Saturday to do like a workshop, and she was like so happy to be able to come with me and make that. So I think things like
Is
that.
that
are
the
really
oldest one?
Yes.
The 6-year-old.
nice. 7.
7 year. Oh,
Yes, 7.
when's her birthday?
In February. So
Oh,
nearly
okay.
8.
Is she she's an Aquarian, like me. We're great.
Yeah, my kids are 5 days apart, so they're both in February.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. 2 of them in a house.
yeah. Never a boring moment.
What are you?
Cancer.
Oh, okay. That's
June.
good. I was for 1 minute I thought you were going to say Virgo, because you are very organised.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can be if I want to.
Okay, so
yeah.
definitely get them into Palma and get them busy.
Yes. Then there are 2 really good Christmas markets coming up that are not necessarily organized by the town halls.
Right.
That are more like based on local artisans and businesses, which are like my favorite places to get gifts for people. There's the Soulful Christmas market coming up at Solosofi.
This table came from Philosophy.
Solosofi.
Yes, I remember. It was a
And-
big day when I bought this table, because it was an expensive table compared to the rest of the furniture that I've ever bought, and I love it. And everybody goes on about this table. It's a
beautiful.
really nice place to go shopping.
Yes, and they have like drinks from Cancaval Blau and like you know
yeah.
yes yeah like so
Ooh.
it starts on Friday.
Next Friday, Friday the
12th.
12th, great.
And also happens on Saturday, 13th. So they will bring in lots of artisans. As you said, like they have beautiful furniture. And I think, isn't like that such a nice present too, to get like an antique piece for somebody? If you have
Gorgeous.
somebody like hard to shop for or something, like I love antique pieces. So that's definitely a recommendation. And then there's also more Mallorca,
Oh yeah, that Finca.
San Feri.
Where is that?
Just outside of Palma. They changed location. So this year, for the first time, kids are allowed too. Because previously, I don't remember the location, but they were in a location where they never could bring kids. So, for example, I could never go, because on the weekend, to go somewhere without the
A
kids.
Christmas market
Yes.
without children. That's like, who's that for?
So this year, because they changed venue, they're not restricted, and they allow kids and everybody. And again, they have local artisans and workshops and everything, and that's happening next Saturday and Sunday, so December 13th and 14th. So that would also be a recommendation, because it's just like, it's close by, it's not too far, and it's a really nice place to get some gifts.
Fabulous.
Yep. Something that's coming up that was actually supposed to take place in October, November, is, I think we actually previously spoke about it. It's the Contralum in Cineo.
The Contralum.
Yes.
Against the
Contralum.
light.
Yes.
What's that then?
It's basically more than 11 art installations. Yes.
Art?
Yeah.
At Christmas?
Yes.
Do they not
Well-
know it's December?
Well, it was supposed to take place a few weeks ago, but then it was like I think the weekend where we had the big storm or something.
Oh, okay.
So they had to postpone it. So it's like, you can imagine it's like this nighttime cultural walk through Cineo.
This sounds great.
Yes, really beautiful, very popular. And that's happening on the 21st of December.
So that's like art installations that you can interact with or just look at.
It could be that there are some of them that are interactive as well. It's like depends on the artist, but it's all kind of lit up, so you can imagine like dark at night, like lights everywhere. It's really beautiful.
I'm not that familiar with Cineo, actually. It's one of the big towns in Mallorca that I don't know that well.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
I
and
should
like
go.
so December 21st from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Only one day?
Only one day.
Well, that's pressure. Okay, I'm trying to go. But it's very close to like D-Day for me because that's when my father-in-law, my mother-in-law and my mother all arrive on the same day.
Maybe it's like the
Pray
last
for me.
moment.
Pray for me.
Last moment of zen.
I'm just going to go sit in a cave with a bottle of gin. Mallorca gin, though. It'll be
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
shop local.
Support.
Yay. What else is happening?
New Year's.
Yeah.
Also happening.
Yeah.
But still, a lot of things are still to be confirmed. Like, for example, Palma, they will only announce it probably like a few days before the usual.
Yeah.
But there is something that's happening every year, which is the Festa de la Standard.
Yes. Which
That's
is the
happening-
celebration on the 31st of December, is it
Yes,
not?
correct.
Which is, and it's marking Jalma?
Yes, commemorates when King Jaume I ended centuries of Muslim rule and founded the Kingdom of Mallorca in 1229.
Right.
And that's happening at Plaza Cort around 10 o'clock every year on the 31st.
In
So
the
that's-
evening
no,
or in the morning?
In the morning, 10 a.m. So it's actually a really nice way for me to start the day because it's like very traditional. You have traditional dances, ceremonies, and all that. And it's like, you know, if you stroll around Palma, why not pass by? It's nice for the kids as well. And then one of the things, like, as I said, the fiestas and all of this, a lot of will still be announced over the coming weeks. But something I'm quite excited about is a race that's taking place in Calvià. And traditionally, people like to dress up for it. And I love that because it's kind of like a fun way to end the year.
Are you a runner these days? You used to be a little bit of a runner, did you not?
Yes, but I had surgery
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year.
You've
and
not
then
got back to it yet.
I couldn't run, physically couldn't run until June. And then I started again, and then I got really bored.
Well, fancy dress should help.
Exactly, I was about to say. But then if there's an event like this, it's on the 31st, starts at 4 p.m., and it's a weird kilometer, but it's 6.7 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah, between at the sport track in Magaluf.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I said, there's also a kids race, and people like to dress up, and there are prizes for like best dressed and all of this. And I think it's a fun way, you know.
But you have to book a ticket, huh? You
Book the
have to get an
tickets.
entry ticket, and
Yes.
they do sell out. I know this because I've got a lot of fit people in my life. I do. I mean, I'm not going to go and do that, but it's very popular.
It is.
It's a
it
lot
is.
of fun, and I
Yes.
think at the end of it, you get given hot chocolate and churros, don't
Exactly,
you? Oh no, hot
exactly.
chocolate and ensaimada maybe.
It's something like
Yeah,
that. I
sweet
love
treats.
that. Yes.
Yes.
There's also a very popular children's race on the 4th of January in Palma, Campastilla, that also always sells out. So that's also, I like these kind of like, you know, small sporting events that
Yeah,
are.
something to work towards.
Yes, yeah.
I have one. You haven't brought them up. Is it on your list? Belens.
I don't know. Who did I?
Belens.
Oh, yes.
Is it on your list?
No, but like, I mean, it's one of the many things.
I love it. It's one of our traditions every year to do that. We go into Palma. This year it have to be earlier in the day because we have to do a lot of things. Christmas is going to be mad. But we go and look around all the public nativity scenes, and it is so heartwarming and so lovely to just wander about. And we always go to the one in Plaza Court, and there's some really cute ones around that. There's a couple in on the road towards the Juan Miró, I think, as well. And then you've got like the one at Fond de Teatro, which is just very lovely in the window. They're just everywhere, and I love the Belens. They're such a part of course, they're depicting Christmas, but it's also like a really lovely way that they're such a lovely tradition to go and see them.
And we have all of the locations and addresses on the website as well.
See.
Yes, of course. I love it. Like because I think they just restored, if I'm not incorrect, they just restored like one of the oldest nativity scenes. I don't know if it's Spain or Europe. Like they just like unveiled that a few weeks ago.
Where is it?
Plaza Cort.
In the government building.
Yes.
They've restored it.
Yeah, they restored. So it was like this big thing because it's now one of the oldest nativity scenes in the country. So they're really, really special. It's not just like this tacky little
No,
thing.
it's not tacky. That's what the
No.
nice thing about it. I mean, I don't know if I've imagined it or if it's actually somebody told me, but you know, like the baby Jesus doesn't go into the crib until Christmas Day, and then each day the three kings get a bit closer. You know, like it actually kind of like animating it a tiny bit, and I love that. You know, I really like that attention to detail, and the nativity scenes that I've seen, they have functioning waterfalls, you know, and agricultural scenes, and you know, windmills going around.
It has very
it's just
typical,
fabulous,
typical Mallorcan touches.
yeah, very old, oldie worldy Mallorcan stuff, and they're really charming. I love them. So, I'm a big fan.
There's also, I mean, very traditional, of course, because of religion that still plays a big role here in Spain and Mallorca. But like there are beautiful masses, like in churches on the 24th, 26th, and at the monastery in Yuc, for example, and then at the cathedral as well. So anybody that would love to go for a Christmas mass, that's also available. Because like I grew up Catholic, but I'm not very religious. But like for me to go to church on Christmas Eve is still something very special.
Yeah, you feel like you've missed doing something, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I agree.
There's lots happening.
Oh, and also, have you got Santa Lucia on your list?
I have like everything on there, but like I haven't specifically mentioned it. But this year it's also taking place on the day before. That's important to know. Because,
why?
Because it's the Friday. I think it's because of the school. Somebody from the school directly actually messaged me because I had it on the calendar for the 13th. But this year it's on Friday the 12th, next week at the cathedral.
Right, that's good. I went there I went and did that for the first time last year. And if you're not a member of the school, they don't let you sit at the front. I was like, why can't I sit where I want to sit? They're like, nope, plebs at the back.
Yeah.
So, I went with my stepmother, and it was really nice. It's like kind of beautiful tradition that I'd never experienced before. And all these kids dressed up, carrying candles, and it was lovely.
Yeah, it's a Swedish tradition for somebody that doesn't know, and takes place every year in the cathedral. Because they used to do it in front of the Swedish school, I think, and then it just got too big, so they had to move it. And like so, just alone the location, I think, to have something like that take place in the cathedral, it's really unique.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
so a lovely thing to see.
Absolutely.
What else you got?
Oof. I have like that's like the kind of the main thing I have. There's so much else happening. I mean, really, like I love some of there are still hotels open, of course, now. Castillo Son Vida, for example.
Say Castillo Son Vida's got some stuff going on, hasn't it?
They have workshops, afternoon tea, Christmas Eve dinners, New Year's brunches, all of that happening. Grand Hotel Sonnet. Also, they have an amazing, if somebody's looking for like an elegant way to celebrate Christmas or New Year's, that would be my top recommendation as well. Because I just love Grand Hotel Sonnet. Like since the renovation, I feel it's like for me, it's like a very cozy hotel. You have fireplaces everywhere, the kind of design of the hotel itself, their spa as well. It's kind of like Arabic style. It's beautiful. And so I think they also, for example, on the 19th of December, they have live music and tapas in their green bar. So there is actually lots happening. And it's nice to be reminded of that because I think we all think, okay, September, October, November, all the hotels are closed, nothing is going on. But these hotels are really offering an amazing festive program. So if if you're a couple here or you don't have all your family here and you're looking for like an option to celebrate Christmas in style and like also have somebody else do all the cooking, that would be my recommendation.
Putting my hand up.
Yes.
My parents-in-law can stay in my house and I'll go to Hotel Sonnet.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I have to ask a question, which is a question I get asked a lot.
Okay.
Where should everyone go for dinner on Christmas? Like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? A lot of people want to eat out. Have you got any intel on places that they can go?
Like the hotels that I just mentioned, they have really beautiful options. I know a lot of places close in Palma, so it would be kind of like to check specific restaurants and see what they offer. I also know, for example, like some of the bars, they're only open until a certain time and all of this because, of course, here in Spain, it's a family affair. I mean, it's also important to know that actually the 24th is not as important for many as the 6th of January.
True enough.
Because also the kids, like, I mean, for you it's different because the kids get their presents on the 25th.
Yeah.
In Austria, everybody gets their presents on the 24th in the evening. But then here in Spain, actually, nowadays, okay, they get a few presents, but the majority of presents and the real celebration is on the 6th. So it's different, but it's still it's an evening where everybody comes together as a family. So lots of restaurants and all of this are closed. So I would check the hotels. If you prefer not to go to a hotel, then I would see which restaurants you like and see if they're open. Of course, if it's a restaurant in a hotel and the hotel is open, that's like a safe bet as well.
I know Gronk. How do I say it?
Gronk.
We're not quite sure. We know how to spell it. I know how to write it down. I know that one it's Forna Lucia and Dea they're in, and I know that they're doing food, not necessarily Christmas Day, but they've got a lot of things going on with New Year's Eve, for example.
And also New Year's brunch, which I think is such a great way to start the new year.
Recoveries.
Yes.
And also merchants in Palma. Hey, I got to go to their afternoon tea last week.
How was it?
Pretty bloody good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You would know. I mean,
yeah. Well, I don't know. English people, just because we're English doesn't mean that we typically
how was the tea?
Eat. The tea was great. I know I'm a tea, but I think it was like a big tower of sandwiches and savoury things and tea and scones, clotted cream and jam, and then out came these handmade cakes, all perfect, and lots of them, like so many cakes. And they were all made for us.
Wow.
Like to order.
Wow.
And they look like little baubles on Christmas trees.
That's amazing.
They were amazing.
Because it's hard to find really good afternoon tea here, I find.
I didn't realise that we were lacking it until I was actually in it, and it was really nice to do it. And so I know that they're quite a good place to go, because you just said Castillo San Vida is doing
they also do afternoon tea.
And it's a bit of a trend, I think, because British people, English people, we don't go for afternoon tea unless it's like a very, very important occasion. It's not like a thing that we all stop at 4 and have tea.
But I love it. I love going to afternoon tea. But the problem is finding a good one. It's not that easy to find a good one.
Yeah.
But I've heard good things about the one in Castillo San Vida. People really like it.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine actually told me about the one from the merchant, and she told me we have to go. So.
Yeah, I think you should go. I think Edgar would love it if you'd go. Yeah, and you should try get Edgar to have afternoon tea with you, because it's a hoot. Edgar's the owner of merchants, by the way, in case that's just a bit of insider information there. And what else was I going to say? Oh, Three Kings. Yes. I mean, just get a handle on Three Kings for anybody who doesn't know what's going on here. Like, Christmas starts in Mallorca. Well, it seems to have already started, but Christmas starts in Mallorca like end of November, beginning of December, and goes all the way through until at least Three Kings, because after Three Kings, we then have Sant Antoni and San Sebastian, and that kind of extends the festive period until almost the end of January. Yep. So if you're expecting anybody to do anything in the next sort of 6 weeks,
it's not going to happen.
Yes, measure your expectations, because possibly you aren't going to get an answer to your email until mid-January. But Three Kings was something that before I moved here, I had no concept or understanding about. I always thought that's when you took the Christmas tree down, because that's what we do in England. A tree must come down on the 5th of January, otherwise it's bad luck.
And for us, for example, it's the Three Kings actually come to the house to bless the house.
Oh.
So that's always was a nice tradition for me, but that was it. That was like the highlight of the day, you know, nothing else. So it was also for me, like when I moved here and people were like, oh, the kids don't actually get their presents until Three Kings. And I'm like, but they're starting school again the day after.
Exactly.
So they have 1 day or 2 days to
play with them. It seems so mean.
Yeah. I think that's also why some families have started to give some presents on the 24th.
Yeah.
But I actually went to the parade for the first time.
The
last
one in
year.
Palma?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
How was it?
It was intense.
I think that's a really good word, because there's so many people. It's really hard to park. And
we went with the bus.
Okay, good.
Because we kind of knew it was going to be hard. But
because you live north of Palma.
Yeah.
just on the outskirts, don't you?
Yeah, near the golf courses.
Yeah.
But it was before I had problems with my back. So standing there for 2 hours turned into quite the torture.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was beautiful, but it's just where we were standing, we couldn't really see everything passing by. So we missed a lot of like the details and things. The kids were obviously happy with all the candy that was being thrown, but they weren't even so excited about eating it after. It was just like being there and catching it and all of that.
Because the actual candy is not all that good.
No, it's really hard.
It's nasty. And also, like, they have to, back in the day, they'd throw better sweets. And nowadays, they have to follow a particular kind of, it has to be hypoallergenic, it has to be gluten-free, it has
Lactose
to be
free.
Exactly.
Vegan.
Yeah, it has to be like completely free of everything. It's like the least fun candy ever. So why the kids? I mean, they're just happy to get it because it's like, you know, they fought somebody else for for some sweets, but actually they're not very nice. It's not like Halloween where you're going trick or treating and getting fun-sized Mars bars or something.
No.
But no, I've been to that parade a couple of times, and it's really nice to go if you've got like organised to meet a group of people. So you go and you find a cafe or somewhere to get a drink, and you know, so
you need to organise yourself.
Yeah,
that's
you
important.
do,
Really,
it's packed, absolutely rammed, and exhausting.
No, and like you shouldn't forget there are many like parades happening across the island.
Exactly.
So every town actually does theirs. So if you don't want to go into Palma and you're like, okay, this is going to be too much for me, there's going to be something somewhere nearby that you can go to that will be smaller, but also probably a bit nicer. Like just in terms of like the stress will be lower. Like it'll feel more manageable.
Especially if you're not really celebrating Three Kings and you're just there to see it. You know, like if it's
and
not
get candy.
Yeah, because the ones by the coast. So, for example, the one in Palma Nova, the one in Port Andratx, they arrive by boat, which is really romantic. So the Three Kings, they come in to the mouth of the
in Palma too.
Yeah, into the mouth of the harbour, and then they pull up, and everyone's waiting for them by the quayside, and then they get on their horses or their trucks or whatever they're being transported in, and then you just go off through the town. And if you're a parent who has a local connection to the church, what you can do if you want to is give a present to the church, and then you take your kid up follow the parade, you take your kid up to the church, and the Three Kings will hand your kid a present, a bit like Father Christmas would give, like same thing we would do in England, but Three Kings. And I've done that with Gigi when she was little, and it felt so nice to do it. So
that's also throughout Mallorca, like every town hall has like a drop-off place for these kind of presents, and then they also often have letterboxes. And now, you know, I think it used to be only like the Three Kings, but for example, Andratx, I just saw in their program, it was really sweet. At the end of it, they had like the pre-printed like letters, one for Santa Claus and one for the Three Kings, that then the kids would like be able to write, and then there's a drop-off point where you can bring it and stuff. So I think there's a lot of Christmas magic. I mean, like, it's different. Like if you come from a place like Austria or something where normally it's much colder, you have a lot of Christmas markets and all of this, but there are very special things happening, and there are lots of like traditions, local customs, things that, you know, like different food or things like that I absolutely love, and like I always love learning about it too. And so that's why, like, I mean, I've selected a few bits and pieces, but there's really truly something happening everywhere.
Have you got the St. Elmo Christmas swim in there?
No. Is that on the first?
Christmas.
Oh, Christmas, sorry. I thought
New
Year's,
there's
you know?
normally two. There's a Christmas swim, and that happens, like, for example, that'll be on the El Toro beach at 12, and in St. Elmo as well, probably a little bit earlier. I think they do it there's at about 11. And then Christmas Day, New Year's Day swims as well.
Yeah.
Like, lots
Those
of
I know
people
about,
go swimming. I mean, like, in and out, you know, get it done. But it's quite novel to go swimming on Christmas Day when you come from a wet, cold country.
I think also like Inselradio, or like they always organize something, you know, where like all the Germans are like, this is not cold, let's go.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it's definitely a refreshing way to start the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also good because, like, I like the idea of purifying oneself. You know, it feels good to reset.
Absolutely. And like, I think it's so funny because like I was just talking to one of the like fitness centers here, and they're like, it's not so busy in December, and I was like, they're like, they spoke to other businesses and they're all like health, wellness. They're like, everybody's like, I will start in January. I will start in January. You know, like everybody's like, right now I don't have time. I'm maybe going once a week, but starting in January, I will come 3 times. And everybody's like, why do you wait until January? But it's like, it's really funny because it, as always, like gym memberships, like anything to do with health and being more, you know, aware of oneself, like increases.
It all goes on hold in December and then gets relaunched in January.
It's crazy.
And with that, Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Will we see you in January?
Yes, of course.
Oh, right, good. I'm hoping to see you for the first week of January or something like that.
I'll be back,
If your kids will allow.
Yes.
Because they will be off school, will they not?
Yes, but I'll be here. We'll be in Austria for Christmas, and then we'll be here for New Year's.
With your mum and dad?
Yes.
How lovely. And snow, I assume. Plenty
Hopefully.
of it.
The last few years, no, but I
Oh.
hope this year, yes. My kids have never really seen real snow, so
They must be
would love that.
desperate.
Yes.
I was just telling somebody this morning that it did snow here once, actually, like on the beaches. And that was about 10 years ago, maybe a bit longer now. Yeah, about 10-ish years ago. I remember Gigi waking up. It was February. Gigi and I waking up, and like it was so quiet outside, and the house sounded different. You know, like when the snow is falling, the house feels different. And we opened the shutters and just couldn't believe our eyes that it had snowed in Saraco. And we went to Camp de Mar, and it had snowed on the beach.
That's amazing. Like, I mean, we had hail here
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was like the closest I've ever
Yeah.
been to snow. Or like, I loved like when I moved here, it was like during the pandemic, and I remember then it started snowing, and they had to like tell people, please don't drive to the mountains, because there were all of these traffic jams, because people were like, oh my God, we have to go to the mountains to see the snow and stuff. And I was just like, as an Austrian, sitting there going like, what is happening? Like you don't
You're
even
all
have
idiots.
like you don't even change like your car tires.
No.
You know, like in Austria, it's like, you know, November comes around and you're changing your car tires. You have to be prepared and everything. Here, nobody's prepared for anything.
It's funny though, because when they drive up the mountains to go and see the snow, they make snowmen, put them on the roofs of the cars, and then drive them back down again, like the old-fashioned ice guys.
Yeah.
You know, I just find that really funny.
Yes.
So hopefully we will see some snow, but I don't think it'll be until February, and I don't think it will do it again on the beach. But yeah, I do like a bit of snow. I like being cosy and watching the snow from a warm inside,
Like
don't
a
you?
cup of coffee or tea and watching a movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
perfect.
beautiful.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Enjoy yourself
And-
with your babies.
Thank you. And we'll see each other New Year.
Yeah, you will. And long may it'll be the what would that be, the 3rd year of the calendar?
No.
2nd year of the calendar.
Second year.
I'm wishing you to be older than you already are. But the Calendar Mallorca is where it's like we're very proud and very happy that we have this great connection with Nina. She's
Thank
doing
you.
such a good job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So Nina is obviously an expert at Christmas markets because of where she's from. But there's still some good ones to be had in Mallorca.
Somewhere frosty that has a glühwein
Yes.
for breakfast.
Yum yum. But I'm hoping to get to the one in Palma, the new one, Park de Fascina, that one.
Is this the controversial one?
Yes, I would like to have a look around it.
Is this the one? Sorry, I might have got the story a bit wrong here, but this is one that's been set up by a sort of German
Austrian, I think.
organisation, and some locals have got the ump saying, "Hang on a minute, this is a foreign business. Stop doing that." Is that right? Yeah.
Something
They're trying
like
to get
that.
it shut down.
I
Anyway.
mean, I think there was some licensing situations, and there might have been a bit of a mumbling tourist go home going on, like somebody behind their breath, you know, behind their wrist.
Well, that's
Why can't I say the body part I want to say today? Behind your hand.
that's the festive spirit, isn't it? So
Ho, ho, ho.
take your glühwein.
Shove it up.
Exactly.
Yeah, did I go to any Christmas markets yet?
I haven't. There's loads, aren't there?
I went to one on Sunday in Costich at the Windmill.
We used to get loads, didn't we? There were
Yeah.
Alaro had. I mean, every town.
I like Alaros, but that was last weekend, so you've missed it.
Oh, was it? Okay.
But then last weekend we had the fiestas. So on the 6th we had, I always get them the wrong way around. One on the 6th and one on the 8th. The Immaculate Conception and then the other one. And it basically makes a long weekend or a long anything because people take the 7th off normally, but this year it was on the Sunday. It's the 6th, 7th and 8th of December.
That's kind of the official start of Christmas here,
It's
isn't it?
kind of
really?
also like people nip off and go skiing or something.
Oh, do they?
It's not the official start
Not
of
us.
Christmas. No, no. I just I reorganised everything in the studio, which is why we're sitting in a different room.
Yes, which you wouldn't know.
No, they won't know, but they will do eventually because we're going to make a video now. Aren't we?
Let's do that when we're a little more photogenic and not wrapped up in a blanket.
We're not wearing your pyjamas.
Yeah.
And and then you were off for the weekend back to the UK. So that was but the 6th, 7th, 8th is a really very enjoyable short break here in Mallorca, and everyone really looks forward to it, I think.
Before the big break at Christmas. Which goes
Yeah,
on for
but
a month.
there's a lot of prep goes into that one. This one's just like take some time off.
It's a bit, maybe it's a bit like Thanksgiving in the States, isn't it? Like nobody, I'm not American. I've never really spent any time in America for Thanksgiving, but it's a hassle-free holiday, isn't it? All that's required of you is to get together with your family and have a roast dinner.
There's no presents involved.
There's no presents. There's not
Yeah.
really any, apart from food prep. There's not much. You don't put decorations up. So Americans really like
I think-
Thanksgiving because it really is pretty basic. It's just like
Is
let's
that
all
what it
sit.
is,
Yeah,
though?
it's a family day. Without you don't need to decorate your house. You don't need to buy any presents. You just need to show up for dinner, boil some sprouts, have some pecan pie and a bit of turkey. Oh well.
You're making it sound simpler than I think it probably is.
Yes. Anyway,
What's been going on in the news, dear?
what's been going on in the news? Well, smoking ban. Actually, which some people are quite keen. That are quite keen on the civil liberties of sparking up, aren't they? But it was banned here in restaurants and bars a really long time ago, wasn't it? Probably 15 years ago, something like that, I suspect. But,
A while ago, yeah.
and it's been gradually
Sneaking back in.
Well, no, it's not actually. The ban's been gradually expanding. There's quite a few beaches now that are smoke free.
I think you're talking about terraces, though, no?
No, well, we are talking about terraces, but it's the initial ban that was inside restaurants and inside bars has gone to beaches. It's gone to various different outdoor events, and now they're going to start banning it completely from terraces. By the sounds of it, the process of putting the law in place has begun. So you wouldn't even be able to smoke on outdoor terraces for restaurants. They're talking about exclusion zones outside schools and sports arenas. Football stadiums, university campuses,
Bus shelters.
bus shelters. Yeah, that's what bus shelters are for, isn't it?
Swimming pools.
Well, that's
It says public swimming pools. How are you going to
for the dedicated smoker.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
What do you think about the smoking ban?
Well, look, it's. I don't know. I think it's probably going a bit far. Actually, I think it's like it's not illegal to smoke, and it's certainly if outside it's mostly not that offensive, is it? For other people, I think going back, if you went back now to be able to smoke inside restaurants and bars, I think we'd all be a bit disgusted by it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But outside, I don't really mind very much. So unless it's a way of increasing public health, once you banned it from restaurants and bars, a lot of people gave up, which is obviously a good thing. And
here's the thing: we gave up smoking quite a while ago
Yeah.
now, didn't we? And the cost of a packet of cigarettes here is €6.25. Guess how much the same packet of cigarettes would cost you in the UK?
no, absolutely no idea.
Guess.
Tenner? What?
More.
This is a Bruce Forsyth
Yeah,
thing, isn't it?
higher.
12.
£17.
17 quid.
And 60 pence is the standard price for a packet of Marlborough Gold.
£17.
£17.60, and it's $6.25 here. So it's still like it's a much cheaper practice habit.
Hobby.
Yeah. But what's €6.20? I'm going to do a little bit of conversion. What's €6.25? What's €6.25 in pounds?
5.5 quid, something like that.
Yeah, it's
Probably.
not a lot, is it?
Well, relatively speaking, yeah.
So there's still that. Wouldn't it be easier if the government wants to prevent people from smoking, just make it really expensive?
Yeah, it is still pretty. There's still quite a lot of smokers in Spain, aren't there? So you'd make yourself pretty unpopular, which is not normally what governments want to do.
True enough.
Really. So,
but there's also a lot of cost in healing people or treating people who've got smoking-related illnesses.
it's true. And actually, to be honest, I suspect nobody comes on holiday to Spain just to buy cigarettes, but quite a lot of people do buy, if you're a smoker in the UK, as you've just highlighted, if you're coming here, you're going to stock up, aren't you?
You are.
Go in with a suitcase full, if
You
you're allowed
are.
to. So there's quite a lot of
I think
these.
there's like a limit, obviously, isn't there?
Probably, yeah. Well, you've got to find somewhere to put your pants and spare socks in.
Just leave them behind.
Yeah. There's quite a big incentive to do it. I mean, you quite often see big tobacco shops in the resorts, probably for exactly that reason, actually. So it's probably a good chunk of money.
So I wonder if it's going to affect tourism more than it would affect the locals. The smoking bans.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not really, is it? It's not going to stop you from coming here, is
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, you've got to be probably a pretty committed smoker to go, I'm not going to that country because I'm not allowed to smoke in the swimming pool. Maybe you are. Look, if you're sitting on if you like going on holiday and you like sunbathing by the hotel pool and having a beer and a cigarette, and that's some people like that.
Yeah.
And if that might affect some people's holiday, I don't know really. So I wouldn't have thought it'll have a huge detriment on numbers, but you never know, do you? So,
Meanwhile, there's a large amount of horseshoe snakes invading.
I nearly rode my bike across one a month or so ago.
Did they not look like sticks?
Well, I was going home at dusk on a little narrow country lane here on my bicycle, and the road's got quite a few bits of sticks and bamboo sort of falls onto it. And I was cycling on and realised that one of the bits of bamboo that was going from one side of the road to the other was in fact a snake I was about to ride straight over the middle of. So I did a bunny hop that the 12-year-old me would be proud of. And the snake was probably relieved by. So
let me read you the article which was in the bulletin. The headline is "Invasive Horseshoe Snakes in Mallorca. What to do if you spot one." If bitten, symptoms are usually mild, with small puncture marks, slight pain, and minor swelling. I imagine mostly it's going to scare yourself, aren't you? The proliferation of horseshoe snakes in the Balearics has developed into a significant environmental concern.
And you can report it to the government. These
invasive reptiles, which typically exceed 1 metre in length when fully grown. How long was the one that you saw?
Probably about that length. It was it covered most of this little narrow road.
Ooh, gosh. They pose a serious threat to the island's native ecosystem. In response to this situation, the Consortium for Wildlife Recovery in the Balearic Islands, which we know as COFIB, has launched a digital platform enabling residents to report sightings and incidents involving these and other invasive species. Name one other invasive species.
I don't know.
Raccoon.
Oh, yeah. We're supposed to have some of those in our village as well,
It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Raccoons in Saraco. We have raccoons. Anyway. So, yeah, if you see a horseshoe snake out and about when you're around, you can report it. Don't be too frightened of it. It won't hurt you. But it's a good idea to report it.
I think there were no... there never used to be any snakes, I think, in Majorca at all, which is a bit strange for a sort of warm country. But there never were any, or at least not this particular brand. But I think there's quite a big market for importing palm trees to decorate expensive villas.
Do you think that's how they got here?
I believe so. So you uproot the root ball of a olive tree, stick it in a truck, drive it to Mallorca, plant it, and if you had some snakes,
an olive tree or a palm tree.
Olive trees, or whatever. I suspect people. Yeah, I don't know. There's quite a few, tree imports here to decorate gardens and all that kind of stuff. So I believe that's how they were supposed to have got here. So if you see one, just report it on the app.
Holy crap! I'm just reading the last headline that you wanted to talk about, and I hadn't actually read it, and I'm going to read it out, and you're going to go, what, as well. Housing prices are rising at their fastest rate since the 2008 crash.
Yeah.
Mallorca leads the way with increases of 168%.
Since 2008.
That's mad.
That is crazy, isn't it?
That's a big...
And actually, Mallorca didn't have Mallorcan properties didn't go down that much in 2008 compared to a lot of places on the mainland where they really had big negative equity problems. But mostly what happened here was they just sort of stagnated a bit. They didn't go up much for a couple of years, but 168% in, God, what's that, 9 years? No, 12 years. How many years is that?
25 minus 8 is... 17
years.
According to data from Photocasa, Prices have risen by almost 13% compared to last year.
Wow.
And in some regions, housing is now 21% more expensive than it was at the peak of the first property bubble. So are they suggesting that we're in another property bubble then? Because I would say that...
Well, you only know that you only know if it was a bubble if it bursts. If it doesn't bubble, it's just a rise. If it doesn't burst.
In Madrid, the Balearics and the Canaries, the prices are already more than double those of 2015.
Yeah, crazy.
Leading the rise is Palma, where housing has become almost 168% more expensive, followed by Malaga, Madrid, Valencia and Santa Cruz de Tenerife. Many of these cities have experienced intense population growth, but construction has not grown at the same rate, coupled with other factors such as tourist rentals. And that is supply and demand, darling.
Well, we
it's
have
like an economics day one, lesson one, isn't it?
Yeah, we have covered this
many times.
The issue of affordability of houses here many times. It is a massive problem across, Spain, but certainly in the more expensive areas like Mallorca, like Barcelona, Madrid, San Sebastian, and particularly the expensive bits of Mallorca, which I think is probably now all of Mallorca, isn't it? There used to be cheap bits. I'm not sure that's true anymore.
I don't know, I think there still are some okay bits, just that you're not going to be near the sea.
Yeah, but I mean,
I have some friends who just bought in Yup Mayor, for example.
I was taking pictures of a little townhouse in Montuiri
Oh,
the other day, which is
rather shishi.
Montuiri is not shishi. It's a little agricultural town.
No,
it's in a nice situation. There are prettier towns and there are uglier ones, but it's a sort of average, agricultural Mallorcan town. 1.7 million.
Hokey pokey. We should get our house valued
for a little townhouse. I mean, it was a beautifully renovated townhouse, but it wasn't a big thing at all. Yeah, we better keep paying the mortgage if we
true enough.
get to keep our house that way.
The situation, though, isn't the same in Zamora. It's the only municipality in Spain where housing prices have fallen. Specifically, they've fallen by 2%.
Where's that?
I will have to look it up. It's the only exception in Spain, confirming that access to housing is increasingly out of reach for the average person. In an attempt to tackle this situation, the government wants to launch a €100 million purchase offer to increase the public housing stock. And in addition,
they can buy ours for €100 million.
In addition, on Thursday, it presented its public housing company, Casa 47, through which it intends to rent out 40,000 homes owned by Sareb. In the meantime, Balearic government has rejected the possibility of local councils applying to be declared areas with a strained residential market and capping rental prices.
I mean,
why don't they agree to that?
How much does 100 million?
It's not going to go very far.
Buy 3 houses in Andrach.
Yeah.
Albeit nice ones.
Yeah, they're fancy ones, but and you've probably got an offer in for your grandma to stay. But
yeah, it's not going to get. I mean. Yeah, it's certainly not going to get you much into Balearics, is it?
I think the government needs to buck his ideas up, get on with it. There's people that need to live they can't all, the homelessness situation, the housing situation, it's just going to get worse and worse unless they start to really address it, put their big boy pants on and get on with it.
It's tempting that you end up with a dysfunctional society, right? If you go, okay, well, the waiters and the policemen and the hairdressers can't afford to live anywhere, so you can't really have a society without them. And then you look at places like Tokyo and Manhattan, and you can buy a coffee, and there are policemen and everything, but it just fuels inflation. If you've got to pay, if you go and have a coffee in Manhattan or London, it's an expensive coffee because you've got to pay your barista 30 grand just to have a shared room somewhere.
Yes.
So, and the same with the police. So you can do it, but it just fuels inflation. It's not, ideally you just build more houses and make sure that you try and give them to poorer people, but it's very difficult to legislate for that, isn't it? How do you incentivize a developer to go, okay, see that plot of land, right? Don't build a €10 million villa. Build a lot of very small flats and sell them to people who haven't got much money.
Tax breaks.
Yeah.
That's how you
that is how you do it, but I mean, it doesn't.
It
hasn't worked more or less anywhere yet. I mean, this problem, as I mentioned, is a thing that's happening all over Spain. It's happening all over the world.
But when you give a building permission to a big developer to make some fancy pants house, then there should be in the licensing agreement, there should be this is your responsibility to also build in the same area 10 houses for normal people. Or 10 apartments, whatever. So 10 dwellings, let's say. or whatever. Like, I don't know, but like something where they have to also and then sell them at this level of price.
And then make sure the people you sell them to can't sell them again next month, 2 years later. Because that also happens sometimes. You put people on affordable housing things, they buy them and then they go, right, great.
Well, like Mrs. Thatcher and the council houses in the 80s. Huh?
Yeah, disaster, really. So anyway, on that
maybe they shouldn't be sold or owned. Maybe they should be continuously owned by the local authority and just rented out at a reasonable price so that people have somewhere to live.
It is basic, isn't it? But it's I think one thing that probably needs to be done, and they have been speaking about this in various different bits of the government, is actually trying to...
There's your friend from Madrid on the phone, Ollie.
My suspected spam caller from Madrid. And a lack of professionalism that made me not mute the phone.
Digimobile's playing another blinder there, basically selling our phone numbers to people.
Anyway, where was I?
I get phone calls on the other Digimobile number I've got. I have never given that phone number to anybody. It's just the phone internet kind of connection for that phone. So when I'm working and making content, I can zap up some images or videos to client.
Yeah.
I never use that phone to ring anybody. I've never given the number out to anybody.
We should probably stop rambling, shouldn't we?
I know, but annoying.
Let me just finish that point.
Sorry, yes.
It was just about... I don't remember, what was I talking about now?
We were talking about housing.
It was about housing. It was about housing stock and about keeping them for
affordable.
Rent. Yeah, and for rent rather than ownership. I don't know. It's difficult to know where to put them, though, isn't it?
And then that makes it more like the council is the landlord, so then they have to have a housing department. I know there's a whole load of ramifications, but how else do you keep the peace?
Building and selling.
People are getting angry.
Building and selling property is a pretty surefire way of making money, as long as you start selling to rich people. If you start selling to poor people, you don't make as much money, so the incentive is not there for as many people. It is difficult, and it's a problem absolutely worldwide.
Answers on a postcard, please, to Mallorcan Mallorca podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
It's lovely to talk to somebody about what they thought, actually. If they had any ideas about how to resolve this. Because it is a big issue here.
It's an issue everywhere. If you go to Cornwall or
I
London
live
or
here. That's what I'm saying.
No,
I want to talk about here.
Yeah, the Canaries. This is where a lot of the protests started, wasn't it? It is. Lots of people are angry that it's a problem, but the solutions are pretty hard to come by. It's, anywhere in the world. Anyway, listen.
That's it.
I think so.
We've rambled on.
Should we end on a positive?
Crypt.
Madrid's back. You can hear.
They don't give up.
No. I've muted it, but you can still hear the
It's vibrating, that's why.
Somebody from Madrid
Christmas
badly wants
is
me
not
to talk
far
to them.
away. Got Jan in this week. We've got to talk about Christmassy foodie things. We've got Mia coming back before the end of the year, and we have loads of other Mallorcan Mallorca podcasts to release. If you want to be on the show, or you've got an idea for the show, I'd love to hear from you. So why don't you send us a message?
Yeah, we might not answer your call though.
That's yeah. Don't call us. At least don't call Ollie.
All the details you will need to get in touch with us at the Mallorcan Mallorca podcast you will find below in the show notes, wherever you've downloaded your podcast.
And make sure that you go and give Calendar Mallorca a follow as well.
Yes.
Our Nina Moon's been having a bit
She's
of
great.
a bit of a time of it recently. She needs support.
And you'll find it very helpful too, and it's all free as well.
Yes,
so,
she's been invaded by AI bots.
Has she?
Yeah, that was a bit of a mess. And they were stealing her content and reposting it. And this particular website said that it wasn't doing it. And then she looked on the website and there was a picture of her on the website.
Yeah, red-handed.
Yeah, so got you.
Anyway, yes, all right.
Square.
That's plenty from us now. Join us next time. Please subscribe, and then you won't miss our dulcet tones.
And tell other people about us. It's always nice to have new listeners. Thank you so much.
Right, I need to go. It's dark and I've got to ride my bicycle home.
Oh, yes, you do.
See you next time. Hey, thanks for listening. Listen, we need your help. If you don't mind, would you please subscribe wherever you got this podcast? You can find it in most places, Spotify, iTunes, all the rest of them. Just click subscribe, and if you get a chance to leave us a review and you'd like to leave us a good one, we won't stand in your way. And something for you. If you'd like to get our monthly newsletter, then visit our website. That's Majorca-Mallorca.es. That's Mallorca with a J, -Mallorca-double-L.es. And follow the link there. And if you'd like to ask us a question, send us a DM to our Facebook or Instagram channels. And wherever you get your podcasts, if you see the show notes, you'll see the links for everything you need. Thanks for listening. See you next time.